Anyway, today we will be taking a look at this Ryobi 3300 PSI pressure washer. It's not really pressure washing season, if you can tell by the snow and ice in the video, but this was on sale at Direct Tools. It is a factory blemish product. I don't know whether that means it was the box is just banged up, or whether it actually was opened at some point and there's something wrong with some of the plastics or something like that. But figured I'd just do a quick video unboxing it, setting it up. I'll start up the engine, but not gonna put any water through it right now because I don't want to worry about it freezing over the winter. But let's get it open and take a look at what we got. All right, that's already done. So, actually doesn't look like there's a whole lot of setup here. You'll see in a second. You've got the directions. And then the whole unit looks like it's all together. I kind of expected to have to assemble some of this, but it comes as one piece all ready to go. Hose and the wand. There is zero packing material in here. Makes me wonder how it managed to get here in one piece, honestly. It appears to be okay. This does have a Honda engine in it, so I'm hopeful it'll last a long time. I'll put the price and a link to this down below now, but I honestly thought I'd have to build it or at least assemble something, but it's pretty much ready to go out of the box. This does have a nice metal wand. Had a little electric pressure washer. It was all plastic, so this is a nice step up. Hopefully the rest of this body is up to task. There is some scuffing on this wand where it's just rattling around in the box, but it looks intact otherwise. This was sold as factory blemish, so I'm not not going to be surprised if there are some scrapes or whatever. Yeah, all that's left is to screw the hose on, and I'm not going to do that right now to keep it. It says do not use E15 or E85 fuel. It is a violation of federal law and will damage the unit. So just so you know, you can use 10% ethanol or less. So this is 4-cycle oil. It is a 4-cycle engine. Put the cap back on. With the wand, you do get a multi-select, 15 degree, 25 degree, 40, soap fan and soap jet. So, it looks like a standard fitting, so you can put in whatever tips you want, but I don't think this will go through with that on there. No, obviously won't. Do you get to store this somewhere? I don't see a storage spot for the nozzle, so I guess I'll just attach it for now. But I'll have to take it off when it's time to remove this, because that's not going through. Check my directions real quick. So you get an actual guide, user guide for the the engine itself in multiple languages. I believe this is a paper funnel. Yep, a paper funnel to put the oil in. Interesting. French warning sticker for something. Maintenance, pressure washer maintenance upsell. Register, and you can win $10,000. And then the operator manual for the pressure washer itself. So I will get the oil in, put a little bit of, I got some True Fuel that I can leave in, not worry about it going bad over the winter. Put a little bit in that, and we'll try and start it up, make sure it runs, and I guess that'll be it for this video. Alright, so let's put the oil in this. It says to pour in all but 2 ounces. And you just check the oil by setting it, not threading it. And there's too much oil in the filler tube. Try that again. Yeah, looks like it's full enough. Oops. A first start. It is about 20 degrees out here right now. So this fires up quick. It'll be a good statement for the engine. All right, it's on. How many pulls? Well, not that one. Okay, is the engine move? I feel like I'm missing something. I just leaked fuel everywhere. Well, so I cannot get that engine to move. I pulled the plug out, took a look inside, not much to see. I don't have a bore scope to actually look inside the cylinder, but nothing there. Even with the plug out, the engine cannot be pulled over. So it's either somehow seized, or there's something holding up the camshaft or something like that. So, okay, out of curiosity, and because I don't want to deal shipping this back, I took the plastic hood off, I take the starter off, and I just got in here with a couple of screwdrivers and turned it by hand, you know, so I could feel what's going on a little better without the pull start being part of the equation, because I was thinking maybe the pull start was jammed as well, but that worked just fine. You know, once it's off, no problem. So when I first did this, I just kind of moved it back and forth a little bit. It was a little stiff, and then I just kind of moved it around through a full cycle, and now it's to the point where I can just, well, it's on the compression stroke now, and if I really fight it, I could probably get it to turn by hand, but you know, I can get it through the compression stroke with the screwdriver. So now it seems to turn really well. Don't know what was going on. It could be something in the pump, or it was just sitting so long that it, you know, kind of froze to the rings froze to the cylinder wall. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. But hopefully that's enough to be able to get it to go. But what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and kind of put it back together, and so people can see if they ever want to service one of these. It's pretty easy to get apart. I'll show you where the biggest part is just getting the green plastic off, but it just sits down here and I can see it's engaging, so I got it set down right. We got these 3 10 mil bolts that hold it on. Don't have to do this super tight because you just got plastic. There are metal standoffs to keep you from crushing the plastic, but anyway. I guess before we go any further, it would be worthwhile to switch this to on and see if I can get it to run. Okay, now let's try and start it properly. That seems to work well. Pretty quiet. I don't want to run it without water going through the pump. So now I know it runs. Let's go ahead and put it back together. Okay. This plastic bit is only held on, is held on by these 4 plastic clips that go here and here and 2 on the other side. The only special bit is that this one has one of these little clips and it slides up here, and there's a little screw that goes into that to, I guess, help lock the whole thing into place and prevent it from coming off by accident. That's all I can guess. So when you go to take it off, you got to pull back on these and kind of release it. But on this one, you got to take that little screw out, and then I had to take this clip off as well to get enough room to pull this back. The last bit is the fuel cap is bigger than this hole, so just there's a little thin piece in there. You just line it up and twist it, and then you have that. Once you thread this through, then just line up the clips with the slots, push them in, get it on all sides. And then bring that clip up. My screwdriver. And that's it. So take that screw out, pull the clip down, reach under, and pull the green plastic out, and then lift up, and you can pop these off. And that's all there is to it. And we are back. It's after New Year's. Time for the Christmas decorations to come down. This guy's pretty dirty. It's been warm the last few days, and everything got muddy out where I keep them set up. So I'm going to spray them down a little bit. Obviously not going full bore with this. I also hit the house real quick just to test this out. As far as further thoughts on this, obviously you can see the hose is really coiled tight still. It's kind of a mess. Typical of like the electric pressure washers I've had. I've never had a really good pressure washer, so I don't know if any of these hoses are supple enough to not coil like this. But anyway, that's going to be a little bit of a battle. But I did have it hooked up. It's put a little bit of soap in the soap container, so I'm just going to spray down the inflatable with some soap. and see how it works. Make sure I didn't mess it up earlier. In case you missed the caption, I do think that the problem was that the pump had water in it from their testing, and when it was delivered it was left outside for a while, so just the water froze up in the pump. Leaving it in the garage overnight allowed it to thaw up just enough that I could get everything moving again. So it's probably mostly just the fact that winter is not a good time to be testing pressure washers. That was to blame for the earlier confusion. But anyway, let me get this camera put in the stand and we'll wash him down and just see how this works. Okay. Get this set. This soap fan. Don't know how much noise is going to come through, but not too quiet even operating with the pump. Oop. Yep. I guess I still have some water in the line. It is putting out a good bit of soap, so that's good. Try this at the 40-degree setting and staying away from it. I don't want to blow a hole through this. I'm standing about 10 feet from the inflatable and about 10 feet from the pressure washer. Well, it seems to work pretty well, and I'll get it over to the house and we'll try to clean up the garage doors a little bit. As you can see, there's plenty of grime around the doors, so I'll hit it with some soap, let it sit for a minute, and then we'll spray it down, see how well it cuts through it all. Start with the soap fan. All right, it's sat for a little bit, and let's go ahead and take it off. I'm using the 25-degree tip, or setting on the tip. Starts right up. Okay, well, not perfect by any means. The rubber stripping's got mildew that I'll have to get after it with something else because I don't want to blast through that. The door and the surround are all vinyl, so didn't have to worry about digging into wood or anything. But anyway, I guess come spring, I'll be able to do a little more official job, but it worked pretty well. Definitely looks better than it did. The motor is very responsive and comes up right away when you hit the trigger and idles down nicely when you let go. So all in all, I think it's a nice little machine. So drained it out, got it all bundled up. As typical, it was a bit of a fight getting the hose coiled back up nicely. It is pretty stiff, and it's like I said earlier, it's like 50 degrees, so it's not like it's because it's completely cold, but I'm assuming it would be better if it were like 85 or so. But anyway, just be aware of that. You know, this is, like I mentioned, 3,300 PSI. It's 2.5 gallons a minute. The Honda engine seems to run very nicely. It is very easy to start. Got the soap tank up front, and I now know, unlike at first, that you can just pull this out through the side quite easily. So the storage of the wand is good. It is nice not having to coil up an electric cord along with this. So all said and done, it's a nice little unit. So that's it for now, and catch you next video. Thanks.